standing, feet hip distance apart. Standing up nice and tall. Feel the shoulder blades slide down the back. Feel the collarbones spread wide. Close your eyes a moment. Feel your body sway forward, back. Notice how it doesn't fall over. Begin to move forward and back a little bit more so you can lift your toes and then place the weight in your toes, shifting forward and back. Find center, find stillness. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let's keep the eyes closed and lower our right ear down to our right shoulder. Continuing to breathe, opening up the side of the neck. Feel that left shoulder pulling down. And lift the head back on top of the spine. Slowly lowering the right ear, the left ear down to the left shoulder. Again, we want that right arm reaching down, feeling a stretch in the side of the neck. And lift the head back up to center, lower the chin to the chest. Keeping the chin into the chest, turn your head to the right and to the left. Feel the stretch and the tension and the pull in the back of the neck. Continue looking right and left. Find center, rock the right ear to the right shoulder and gently rock it over to the left. You can allow the shoulders to move slightly with you. Take a slight mini bend in the knees so that you feel grounded and supported as your body begins to rock from right and left. Super subtle. Begin to incorporate the shoulders as you make your rocks over to the side bigger and bigger each time, going through center. Curving through the spine, upper body only. Let the arms hang heavy, feel like a rag doll. And find center. Now you're about halfway huddled over. Begin to shimmy your shoulders up and down. Feeling a stretch in the side body and the low back. Everything is starting to shift. The legs, one starts to straighten as the other bends naturally as you shift. And find center. Roll up through the spine. Shoulders roll back, head sits right on top of the spine. Let's do a roll down, making sure your feet are stacked under your hips, toes are spread nice and wide, lower belly is lifted, tuck the chin into the chest, bend the knees, rolling through the spine, one vertebrae at a time, all the way down, waking up the backs of the legs. Keep a bend in the knees. If you can straighten, go for it, but there's no need to. The arms hang heavy, nod the head yes, shake the head no. Bend the knees, lift the hips, bend the knees, lift the hips. Bend the knees, tuck the tailbone a little bit deeper, rolling up through the spine, lower belly pulls in, one vertebrae at a time. Shoulder blades rock back, head on top of the spine. Let's step our right leg back behind us. You can adjust your stance if you need. For balance, if you can hold onto a wall, anything nearby, we're stretching our back calf. So our front leg is just supporting us to give us as much range as we need for that stretch. Some of you might be here and feel that stretch. Some of you might have to really be wide. That's okay. We just want to focus on feeling the stretch in the back of our calf. Again, use whatever you have nearby for balance. And lift that heel off the ground. So we're pressing through the foot, lifting through the heel, and lower the heel back into the ground. And lift, and lower, and lift, and lower, and lift, and lower. And bring the feet together. Let's switch sides. So the opposite leg is in front, and the opposite leg is in back, feeling stretch in that calf. Again, everyone's stance is going to feel a little different. My front leg is purely for support purposes so that I can get a stretch in that calf. You can hold onto a wall. Breathe into the back of that calf. And we're going to raise onto our toes and drop that heel into the ground. Raise onto our toes, drop that heel into the ground. One more, raise and lower. Good, and come back to center. Let's keep our feet wide, toes at a diagonal, knees tracking over our middle toe, pelvis nice and centered. Let's open the knees out to the side as we bend and lift, and bend, and lift, and bend, and lift. Let's take our right arm up overhead, left hand comes to hip. Let's shift our hips over to the right as we lean our body over to the left. Breathe into that side, into the back. Lower body is nice and strong, really supporting you. Pressing into that left foot as you lift up. Left arm reaches up overhead. Shift the hips over to the left as you lean your body to the left. Breathe. Press into that right foot as you lift the body up. Let's bend the knees and straighten. Lift the arms up overhead. Bring the arms down as you bend. Lift the arms up as you straighten. Range of motion in these shoulders. Keep going, bending and breathing. Bend and straighten. Stay straight. Reach that right arm in front of you. Swing the left arm back behind you. It twists the body open over to the left. So my hips are still facing front, but now just my chest is opening up to the left. Pretend that I'm pulling your front hand and your back hand equally. Bring the left arm right through center, switching. Keep the left arm in front as the right arm reaches back. So I'm only twisting from the belly button up. Breathe. Let's go over to the other side. Let's see how smooth we can start to make these motions. And switch. And bend as you go through center. Bend the knees. And open. And straighten. Bend as you go through center. Open and twist. Bend and straighten as you twist. Last one. Bend, straighten as you twist. Bend, come center, drop the arms. Shift your body from right and left. Relax those arms. I don't know about you, but that was kind of intense for my arms. And straightening the legs. Let's roll down, tuck the chin into the chest. Rolling down through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Find your way to center. Walk your hands out in front of you. We've been doing this now for a few videos. Wide leg, down dog. So I'm still stretching the backs of the legs. My heels are on the ground. I have some weight in my hands, but I'm not fully in my hands. And walk the hands back. Reach the fingertips behind you. Reaching the crown of the head towards the floor. And let's walk out again. Walk in front. Shoulder blades are pressed down the back. You should feel really supported and locked here. And walk the hands back. Walk, reach the Fingertips back behind you, reaching the crown of the head to the ground. Relax the arms, walk your hands over to the right leg. Bending that left knee, straightening that right leg so you feel a little bit different of a stretch, a little bit more on the inside of the thigh. And straighten. And bend. And straighten. Hands come to the floor. Let's walk our fingertips out at a diagonal. So we're in a nice, lengthened, long spine. And continue to lengthen that spine by lifting your gaze forward. So we want a long spine here. We're really feeling a stretch in the back of the leg. And relax the head down. And walk the fingertips and reach forward. And relax down. Walk the hands back to the foot. Walk the hands to center. Bend the knees, dropping that pelvis in between your thighs. Relaxing that head. You can shift right and left, feeling those hips open up. And straighten the legs. Walk the hands over to the left foot. Continuing to breathe and stretching the back of this leg. Let's take a bend in that right knee. And straighten. And bend. And straighten. Last one, bend. And straighten. Hands come back down to that left foot. Let's reach our fingertips out at a diagonal, already feeling length in our spine. And inhale, reach the head forward. So now your spine is really long and straight. You're at a diagonal to the front of the room. Your gaze is looking about 3 feet in front of you. And relax the head down. And inhale, lengthen, look in front. And down. Walk your hands back to the foot. Walk your hands to center. Take a bend in those knees. And straighten. Bend. And straighten. Take a bend, and if you can, bring your hands up to your knees. And we're going to just allow our pelvis to drop down. The hands are supporting your upper body as you open your legs, and you're just going to shift from side to side. Continuing to breathe. And straighten the legs. Come to standing. Let's point our toes to the front of the room. Feel the front of our hips. We're going to stretch them out a little bit. So if toes are pointing to the front of the room, we're going to stretch the front here. So we're going to just make little fists. Press into our low back, but maybe not low back. Maybe think of top of your butt. So you have some nice meat there, but you're not on the bone. And you're going to press your pelvis forward just enough so you feel a little stretch here. So we're not trying to crunch the back or anything. And straighten. And press. And straighten. One more. Press. And straighten. And let's bring our feet back together, hip distance apart. Let's bend our knees. Think of your knees tracking right over those middle toes. And straighten. Right arm reaches up, left hand to hip. Lean over to the side. Feeling much more stabilized now that your feet are together because we worked in all of that with our feet wide. And reach that arm up. Reverse arms. Over to the other side. And up. Let's reach our arms up. Look up. Arch the back a little bit as you reach the arms back. We're going to curve through the spine as you reach your arms forward. Straighten the legs. Reach the arms up to the sky. Arch the back as you reach your arms back behind you. And then curve through the spine as you reach your arms in front. Let's do that a couple more times, nice and smooth as if you're underwater. Roll those shoulders back. Let's rock our chin over, our ear over to the right, over to the left. Again, let's get back into those shoulders. So a nice little bend in the knees for support and stability. Notice how much looser you feel when you do these movements, how much freer. And find center. One last roll down, standing up nice and tall, tuck the chin into the chest. One vertebrae at a time, rolling down through the spine. Arms hang heavy, head hangs heavy. Nod the head yes. Shake the head no. Bend the knees, rolling up through the spine. One vertebrae at a time. Shoulders back, head lifts. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And that was 15 minutes.